News 5 Live, strong reactions to new COVID regulations. Find out when the vaccine requirement for public spaces takes effect and how the government plans to enforce it. Details of these stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
Life can be tough when a loved one suddenly departs. Dependents of the deceased are sometimes left alone to pick up the pieces and may be stranded financially. Fortunately, the Social Security Board provides survivor's benefit to ease the burden. Survivor's benefit is paid to a widow or widower, children under 18 years, or up to 21 years if attending school, or dependent parents. A survivor's benefit can be either a grant or a pension. Want to know more about survivor's benefit? Visit our website or contact any of our offices to have someone assist you. Also, be sure to visit our Facebook page and give us a like to stay informed. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
Bundle the fastest, most reliable, unlimited broadband in Belize with your prepaid or postpaid mobile plan or Netflix. You can bundle your broadband with your prepaid and enjoy 50% off all national calls, plus get SMS and data. Paid plans? Then bundle with any speed and pay only $25 extra monthly to enjoy unlimited smart-to-smart calls, plus 500 minutes, plus 6,300 megabytes of data. Stream unlimited HD movies and TV shows with our broadband, plus the Netflix add-on for only $30 monthly, and enjoy streaming on your laptop, TV, phone, or tablet. Visit a smart showroom near you to sign up or upgrade to the bundle that's right for you. Smart, bringing people together.
Have you tried the Atlantic Insurance app yet? If not, you are literally missing out. When you request a renewal on your motor insurance policy through our AIC app, you automatically get an additional 10% off. When you use our app to request a renewal of your property insurance, you get a special discount. For new customers, the savings get even bigger. Request a quotation using our app, and upon acceptance of the business, you qualify for up to 30% on motor insurance. And of course, special discount applies for property insurance. Download and use our AIC mobile app today and save. Atlantic Insurance, insuring you from life's unexpected.
No más estrés, no más filas largas, no más confusión, no más tardanza ni formularios complicados. Todo esto gracias a que nuestro Departamento de Servicios de Impuestos de Belize se está digitalizando. El lanzamiento de Iris Belize aportará facilidad y eficiencia a nuestra gestión de impuestos. Iris Belize contará con un portal en línea de fácil uso que le permitirá presentar sus declaraciones y realizar los pagos en línea, ver el historial completo de su cuenta, acceder al servicio de atención al cliente, darle seguimiento a sus reembolsos y mucho más. Iris Belize, Sistema de Información de Ingreso Integrado, muy pronto.
At Belize Diagnostic Center, we offer FDA-approved PCR testing for COVID-19. Get your results as quickly as 1 hour. Don't risk getting exposed to COVID-19 by going elsewhere. We take appointments, or we can come to your home or office using our concierge service with no additional fees. We have 10 locations countrywide. Call or WhatsApp us at 613-TEST. That is 613-8378 to schedule your test today.
This Monday on Get the Facts, they spend countless number of days and nights treating patients who have contracted COVID-19. Now, Dr. Fernando Cuellar and Dr. Atanasio Cobb share their experiences of having contracted this dreadful disease. This show starts at 7:30 p.m. on Monday, September 13th. Catch it live on Channel 5 or stream it on Facebook and YouTube. Send your questions to 672-5555 or via Facebook using the hashtag #GetTheFacts.
podcast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Thursday, September 9th. I am Sabrina Daly. On Thursday morning, while most Belizeans were preparing for the long weekend ahead, Minister of Health and Wellness Michel Chebat made an announcement on Open Your Eyes morning show that has the nation talking. Here's Paul Lopez with the details.
Starting on the 1st of October, only persons who are vaccinated will be able to enter into public buildings. Wow. And public buildings include not only the government buildings, but also privately owned buildings. It would include any building where the public has lawful access to, including schools.
The conversation surrounding the October 1st announcement has flooded social media. There are mixed reviews. One user wrote saying, "Your name will go down in history for further crippling our strained economy." Another user suggested more transparency and education instead of this measure. While a third user wrote, "All roads are leading to this one world digital pass, aka Mark of the Beast." While another individual said, "Modern day slavery, this is madness." There are those on the other hand who supports the government's decision, like leader of the opposition, Shine Barrow. This user says he is fully vaxxed, so he is not bothered. Others wrote saying, "Best move done in my opinion. Finally, and thank you, Minister Chebat." There are those who use the announcement to bring some light-hearted comic relief, writing, "I hope BEL, BTL, and courts understand that October 1st, why people can't pay their bills. And bet you, if Chetomal me said that, onu never me wa complain." It is worth mentioning that this latest regulation is not mandating vaccination for the general public. And for those wondering how legal such a move is, a law professor at the University of the West Indies says the clear and present danger of COVID-19 presents reason for limiting rights and does not violate Belize's constitution.
It's always about balancing rights, competing rights and interests. And I would want to suggest that in this particular context of COVID, when you balance it, when you weigh it, is no doubt in my mind that the right of in relation to the public interest will win out. Yeah. So we have enough precedent, we have enough constitutional provisions, including in your own constitution, that would suggest that when you do balance these rights, that in the end it will be justifiable from a constitutional point of view to limit rights in favor of a vaccine. And the reason is because of the danger, the clear and present danger that is really presented to the entire society.
As Minister Chebat clarified, public building refers to any building or business that the public legally has access to enter.
It would also apply to public transportation.
So if I want to go into a government building, if I need to catch a bus, a restaurant,
yes,
I will have to show proof of vaccination to be able to enter.
That is correct. That is correct.
Perhaps one of the questions that may arise also has to do with hospitals as a public building. Persons who may not be vaccinated may have not had the opportunity to get a test, but needs immediate medical attention. Would they be barred? How does that
work? No, of
work?
course not. Of course not. Health services will not be barred to anyone.
So does that mean that if I work at a place and I have to enter that place on a daily basis, that I also need to get vaccinated? So as an employee in any business, as an employee that's a Belizean, I must get vaccinated.
Absolutely. If you wish to work or if you wish to enter into any of these public buildings, you must be vaccinated or you must present a negative test.
In the event a person is unvaccinated, a recent PCR or rapid test should be presented. Children below the age of 12 are exempted due to the unavailability of vaccines for this age group. Professor Antoine refers to the Belize government's approach as a soft law approach.
as I say, I come to the table very cautiously, being a human rights advocate, but I see no way out. And not only that, the longer we delay, what concerns me, the longer we delay, the more lives we lose. Because I think it is now so clear that it is really a pandemic of the unvaccinated.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness's announcement comes on the same day as U.S. President Joe Biden announced sweeping new federal vaccine requirements affecting as many as 100 million Americans in an all-out effort to increase COVID-19 vaccinations and curb the Delta variant. Minister of Health and Wellness Michel Chebat also spoke to how these new measures will be enforced at public buildings come October 1st.
We are going to be using the police, we're going to be using justices of the peace to help us to enforce these measures. Also, the ministry is looking at the creation of a COVID enforcement team that would be deployed across the country. And their main job would be to ensure that the public measures, the public health measures that are being implemented are being adhered to.
What's the responsibility that the owner, these businesses will have to take upon themselves to ensure that only vaccinated persons enter their building?
Clearly, the business owners and the administrators who control these buildings will have to be more proactive in their position, and they will have a direct responsibility to make sure that only people who are vaccinated have access, or that they're presenting a negative test.
This evening, the Belize Police Department issued a stern reminder heading into the 10th weekend that illegal social gatherings will be broken up and violators will be prosecuted. As for the deaths caused by COVID-19, Minister Chebat says the highest percentage is among the unvaccinated. To date, only 2 persons who were vaccinated died, and Minister Chebat says that they both had severe underlying conditions. These deaths represent just 4% of Belizeans hospitalized with COVID. Also, a younger population is dying by the Delta variant.
81.9% of the hospitalizations we're seeing are of unvaccinated persons, and 12.5% of hospitalizations are persons who are only partially vaccinated, meaning they only have 1 shot. In terms of deaths, the number of deaths we're seeing is 82% of the people who are dying are unvaccinated persons, and 13.3 of those are persons with a partial vaccination or only 1. And so overwhelmingly, the numbers are speaking for themselves. The hospitalizations, the greatest number comes from people who are unvaccinated. The deaths are from people who are unvaccinated. And so again, I cannot underscore how important it is for our people to be vaccinated. And this is one of the other features that we're seeing with this Delta variant. It is affecting much younger people. Before, with the Alpha, we were seeing people in their 70s, 80s, and 90s were the ones passing away from it. We are now seeing much younger people. We have had deaths between the ages of 23 to 50, which is the more productive sector of our society, and causes us a lot of concern, Marlene and Paul. Again, this Delta variant is affecting differently, and it is affecting a younger population.
Did you say 23?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's our youngest COVID death so far?
Yes.
Since
the Delta variant.
Yeah, since the Delta, I know we had a child die.
Yes.
Last year. So, sorry.
Yeah, I was asking if all these deaths are among the unvaccinated.
There was one recent death in Orange Walk, Paul, who was vaccinated, but this individual unfortunately had some underlying conditions that contributed. I believe we've had 2. One person had a severe case of cancer, and like I said, the other person had some major underlying conditions, but we've had 2 fully vaccinated persons who have passed away.
Belize Rural North Area Representative Marconi Leal Sr. remains hospitalized at Belize Healthcare Partners Limited, where he is receiving medical attention for COVID-19. On Tuesday afternoon, Leal, who is unvaccinated, was admitted to the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital and placed on a ventilator when his oxygen level had decreased considerably. He was later transferred to BHPL, where he remains under observation. This morning, his parliamentary colleague, Minister of Health and Wellness, Michel Chebat, weighed in briefly on Leal's progress and also used the opportunity to urge all Belizeans to get vaccinated.
Our friend is unfortunately hospitalized. He is in a critical condition, and we pray that he will have a full and speedy recovery, as we do for all of our people who are currently hospitalized and battling this COVID virus. Marlene, again, it is sad when we lose any of our citizens. And again, I just want to say that we have the vaccines available to everybody. There is no need for our people to continue dying. There really is none.
Yeah. Was he vaccinated?
He was not.
After the break, did your trash get picked up this week? Find out why your Belize City garbage might still be piling up when we return.
And our Instagram page, Marion World Belize. Book your tours today.
We all find ourselves reminiscing on life before COVID-19. Roaming freely, embracing without concern, laughing and enjoying the splendors of life. My, how we miss those times. It's time to get vaccinated so we can all start doing the things we love with the people we love in the safest possible manner once again. Digi, Mayona Resorts, and the Ministry of Health encourages all Belizeans to get your first and second vaccine for chances to win tons of awesome prizes now through September 30th. Win free LTE data packages every week, cash prizes, and a free 1-year mobile postpaid plan each month courtesy of Digi. Plus a weekend family getaway at a Mayona Gold Standard Resort each month courtesy Mayona Resorts. Winners will be posted on Digi Facebook and Instagram and Ministry of Health's Facebook every Friday starting June 25th. Visit a vaccination center nearest you today. Get vaccinated and win. Visit livedigi.com for more details.
The hurricane season is here. Are you prepared? Get the essentials you need to stay safe this hurricane season, such as plywood, tarp and rope, first aid kit, rubber boots, raincoats and rain ponchos, generator, portable radio and batteries, flashlight and kerosene lanterns. Weather the storm with these products and more from Benny's. Quality and savings.
Yashé Conservation Trust works to protect the Maya Golden landscape through enforcement patrols, biodiversity monitoring, freshwater monitoring, to conserve wildlife and their habitats. We work with the MGL communities to promote beekeeping, Inga ali cropping, fire management, agroforestry, and raises awareness to maintain a healthy environment for everyone.
When I hear that drum, 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 I get up off my seat when I hear that drum.
It's the 2021 Sir Barry's Belizean Digital Bash, giving back through music. Starting on Thursday, September 16th, with a mashup by Denise Castillo, Kylon Ely, and J-Cass, backed up by the Center Stage Band. Then, the 2021 Belizean DJ Champ, DJ Mamba, and to headline night one, Marilyn Vanson. Friday, September 17th, we kick off night two with the Gil Harris 7 Band, followed by the Raven Sensation, Night Quest, and backed by popular demands, Sweet Pain 3.0. On Saturday, September 18th, we're closing out the bash with a bang, Super Fura Band, followed by Evolution Sounds, and yes, he is back, the General Super G. Catch the action on our Belizean Facebook page, YouTube, and your favorite television station each night, starting at 8 p.m. It's the 2021 Sir Barry's Belizean Digital Bash, giving back through music.
When I hear that drum, I get up off my seat when I hear that drum.
Belize at 40. Hopeful hearts, steady hands, together we rise. The entire SMART family wishes all Belizeans a safe and happy September celebrations. SMART, bringing people together.
Reports have been coming into News 5 about residential garbage not being picked up for over a week. In some cases, Belize City residents have taken to social media to express their concern about the public health hazard associated with mounting trash. And so, a News 5 team took to city streets to find garbage bins overflowing and bags of waste outside of residential properties across the north and south sides of the city. When we contacted the management of Belize Waste Control, we were told that they remain on an ad hoc form of collection since there is still an impasse with the Belize City Council. Today, News 5 spoke with the councillor responsible for garbage, Micah Godin, who says that the council has moved to use its own resources to collect trash in the interim.
Since 2018, our council has been able to meet all its contractual and legal obligations. However, with the advent of COVID-19, finances have been a bit strained, and that is because members of the public have had challenges, personal challenges, financial challenges, and so that has impacted our ability to meet payments to entities such as the Belize Waste Control. It has been about 2 weeks or so since they have been picking up garbage, but not at the same force as that we've been accustomed to. But to fill the gap left by them, we've tried our best to deploy additional manpower, deploy additional machinery so as to ease the burden of the residents.
So the council has been taking on some of those duties to pick up garbage from residential garbage?
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of complaints from our hotline, and so we've tried our best to reach out and to address these issues, not just to have our residents not live in that sort of discomfort.
When we spoke to the mayor last week, we were told that the outstanding payments were over $1 million and counting, since the council has been unable to pay for about 21 weeks now. Based on the contractual agreement, the council pays about $60,000 weekly for garbage collection. But with BWC collecting only when needed, is the council still required to meet the full payment? While Councillor Godin says it is something that they are looking at, he does say that CITCO is looking for a solution to the garbage issue.
It is something that we do not take lightly. It is something that is very unfortunate, but we've been doing all possible to bring this situation to an end. We have been in communication with the principals of Belize Waste Control. We've been in communication with the government, and so far as of today we've received some very optimistic news, and hopefully rather sooner than later this issue will come to an end. The immediate solution is payment. I think very soon we're going to be able to meet that payment. In terms of long term, we have to look at our finances, and we have to look at mechanisms that will disallow us from coming here again. But it is very hard for a council that has limited financial streams of revenue, but it is something that we're definitely looking at. It is something that I think the mayor had mentioned, the possibility of a garbage tax or a garbage fee, so as to be able to meet the financial obligations that we have with Belize Waste Control. So that is something that we're considering. That is something that will require consultation. That is something that will require dialogue with residents. And so that is something in the near future that I think we will have to look at.
Are 16 police officers on suicide watch? Commissioner of Police Chester Williams says many members of the Belize Police Department have been traumatized as they carry out the mandate of the department and are in need of mental health services. So the department is in the process of acquiring a counselor to help officers deal with the stresses associated with public work or issues at home.
Oftentimes people don't understand or appreciate the nature of police work, the stress associated with police work. At times police officers have their own issues at home. They have issues on the job, they have issues on the streets, and those things really and truly can affect someone psychologically. And so, yes, we do have some officers who are going through their own psychological issue. And what we do is that we work through the Ministry of Public Service Employee Assistance Program to provide counseling for these officers. In some cases, some of them have came forward on their own to say that they need counseling because they understand what they're going through. And in other cases, we have to mandate that they go through counseling. And so it is extremely rough. The minister have said to me, and we have put together a proposal to the Ministry of Public Service that will go to the Ministry of Finance, where we're applying for there to be created within the police department a vacancy for an in-house counselor. I believe that it is high time that we get one. The police is a very big organization, and we don't have a counselor. The BDF is smaller than us, and the BDF have counselors. So we believe that it is time that we get one, and I'm happy to see that our minister is championing that cause for us, that we can have our own in-house counselor very shortly. It will certainly go a long way in terms of helping our police officers psychologically to be able to cope at times with the different issues that they encounter. Look, for example, like in other parts of the world, whenever there is a police-related shooting or when police officers go on a scene, particularly a heinous scene, they must undergo certain hours of counseling before returning to ordinary duties. But in Belize, we don't do that. A police officer is involved in a shooting and the next day he's back at work. A police officer goes and visits a very heinous scene and next day they're back at work. Without us having to look at how much psychological damage those situations may have caused the police officer. And so we have to look at things differently. If it is that we want to transform, that must be a part of our transformation to ensure that we provide adequate psychological services for our members in order for them to be able to function at optimal level as we expect them to.
A concern has been raised over a fleet of vehicles that the Belize Sports Council has acquired and the appropriateness of this during challenging fiscal times. News 5 approached the Director of Sports Council, Ian Cowell, who told News 5 that the vehicles were absolutely needed. He says they will help expand sports across the country and give coordinators in the districts the means to move around to village schools and stadiums. Call assisted, the vehicles do not come at any extra expenses to the government, since the payments are being deducted from the council's monthly subvention.
The National Sports Council has been working on a strategic plan. And on our strategic plan, what we wanted to do is to ensure that we equip all districts with the necessary resources needed to get their job done. We have representation in all districts. And for the first time, we have in San Pedro, Independence, and even Benque. So we are covering the entire country at this point. So we have coordinators in all districts. We have staff in all districts. And what our intention is to ensure that they have the necessary resources they need to move around. One is mobility. And the National Sports Council doesn't have or didn't have any vehicles. When we came in, we found 5 vehicles there at Marion Jones, and 4 of them completely crashed, not working. And 1 of them I currently have under repairs. Hopefully that one comes out of repairs. But then again, when that comes out, that will be used by maintenance. We found it necessary to get new vehicles for all districts. I must say, though, that this doesn't cause any strain to the government because this is coming out of the subvention that the government gives the National Sports Council on a monthly basis. So we get deducted for that every month. It's an agreement that we made with Caribbean Motors. I must say that it was a good agreement because it was a zero down payment agreement for a long-term period for 4 years. And it was the stamp duty and taxes were waived. All the procedures were followed. The tendering process was followed through Caribbean Motors. So we followed all the process, and we simply requested that through our subvention, which they give us anyway, that is deducted and that is paid for from there. But it's not only vehicles, Marion. We are equipping all the facilities with zero-turn machines as well, which we'll be handing over next week for them to be able to maintain the facilities that we manage countrywide. We have to ensure the development of sports, and sports has been pretty much on standstill. We have opened up non-contact sports, and right now, as we speak, we're working on a policy for contact sports to start. And one of those integral parts of that policy will be to ensure that everyone who participates in contact sports is vaccinated. But we're preparing. We have been doing trainings to all our coordinators. We have been outfitting our facilities, renovating our facilities, to ensure that whenever that go ahead to sports to start, we have all the necessary resources we need, including sporting equipment, which we are getting pretty soon to distribute countrywide, to ensure that we don't have any excuses for people to get the job done.
The Marion Jones track, installed in 2012, is cracking up, and while there is some remedial work that can be done to salvage portions of it, eventually the whole track will need to be replaced. Director of the Sports Council, Ian Cowell, told News 5 that the replacement will cost millions of dollars, but that Belize will likely ask for assistance with that through diplomatic ties.
What I was told is that from the onset when Marion Jones was built, that place remained closed for almost over a year, I guess, or 2, without any access to people. People didn't access that stadium, that facility. And that is one of the issues. The track has to be used. People have to be running on it. And if it is not used, just like any other facility, if it's not used, it deteriorates faster. And it's outdoor. So the issue with the track is that it is cracking. And it's not only the issue that it is cracking, but it's the way it was built. The foundation moves. So it adds to the issue that the track is cracking. So what we're trying to do right now is alleviate it by closing those cracks. However, we must be realistic, is that track, I would give it 2 to 3 more years, even less maybe, and that will be gone. Then we would need to start to lobby from now to ensure that we get a new truck for Marion Jones.
The current track cost $2 million and was funded by the government of Venezuela. After the break, some music videos to liven up your September celebrations. But first, here's a look at the latest COVID-19 figures.
Residents of Belize City, I take this opportunity to address you, the residents of the city, on the matter of garbage collection that has been affecting you for the past 2 weeks. The Belize City Council is aware of the challenges and the severe health hazard this situation poses if left to linger further, particularly in view of the current COVID-19 crisis. As Mayor, I want to reassure you, the residents, that we have not ceased in our efforts to address this matter. Since 2018, we have upheld our statutory mandate, and especially our financial obligations where sanitation is concerned. Unfortunately, much like many organizations all across the world, the pandemic has taken its toll on our cash flows and our financial capacity to meet many of our contractual obligations. Our council has been a responsible council. We have demonstrated this time and time again. Aside from this COVID-driven event, we have never defaulted on any of our obligations. We have met our staff salaries and operational requirements without any hiccups. And we have all intentions to continue in that same vein going forward. We will continue to provide garbage collection support as resources permits. And while we appreciate that many businesses are facing their own challenges, we nevertheless urge our partner, Belize Waste Control, to exercise some measure of empathy towards residents of the municipality who themselves are facing challenges. I call on the area representatives of the 10 constituencies that call Belize City home. It's time to come together. Let's collaborate together to find a lasting solution to a problem that impacts all your respective constituents. Our energies remain focused on restoring normalcy and efficiency, and we call on the government of Belize to provide support to the residents of this city. I want to extend my sincere gratitude to all Belize City residents for your patience and understanding. We ask that you continue to bear with us as we work towards a long-term solution that is practical for all of us. With your support and consideration, we will see this issue resolved as soon as possible. Thank you.
High school students, you could win a laptop and cash for you and your school with Belize Electricity Limited's High School Essay Competition. Explain in your own words my vision for the future of energy in Belize. Essay should be 600 to 800 words and submitted by email to essay@bel.com.bz by Thursday, September 30th, 2021. 12 prizes will be awarded to first, second, and third place winners in each form. First place wins a laptop and $2,000 plus $3,000 for your school. Second place wins a laptop and $1,000. Third place wins a laptop and $500. Follow BEL's Facebook page for more. Belize Electricity Limited's High School Essay Competition. My vision for the future of energy in Belize.
Hello, welcome to Samsung's awesome experience right here in Belize. Come check it out. Not sure which Samsung Galaxy A series is right for you? Touch, play, and learn about your device before you buy. Once you've purchased your device, you can now benefit from the full Samsung service experience. Your phone is covered by a 1-year local warranty. This includes manufacturer defects and software and hardware issues caused by the manufacturer. Enjoy your phone with peace of mind knowing that your Galaxy is protected. And when your warranty expires, you can still bring it to our certified Samsung Repair Center. Our technicians will diagnose and repair your device with Samsung original parts and machinery. Enjoy the Samsung experience when you shop at any of our authorized partners countrywide, including Cellular World, Digi, Odette's Home Center, Debari, Quartz, Shopigas, Gadgets, and Cellular Plus. Join the Samsung experience in Belize today.
Smart continues to expand its internet coverage countrywide to help you live a smarter life.
Our villagers are very happy. They are pleased to know that Smart went the extra mile to put a tower in our village so that our villagers can get live stream on their TVs and they can get their kids doing their online classes. I want to say to Smart, thank you for making it possible for us to get internet in Gardenia Village. We really do appreciate it.
Smart continues to take the internet and mobile services to communities across Belize. Now save even more when you bundle your Smart broadband with Smart mobile services. Smart, bringing people together.
No more stress, no more long lines, no more confusion, no more long, complicated forms. That's because the Belize Tax Services Department is going digital. The launch of Iris Belize will bring ease and efficiency to our tax management. Iris Belize has a user-friendly online portal that allows you to file your returns and make payments online, view your full account history, access customer service, track your refunds, and much more. Iris Belize, Integrated Revenue Information System, coming soon.
Hey son, how was your first day at sixth form?
Really cool. It was great to see my friends, and I really love my teachers.
I'm so happy to hear that. I'm sorry I wasn't there for your first day, but I'll be back from Corozal next week.
It's okay, Dad. I can't wait to see you. Oh, and please remember, I still have some books I need to purchase.
Ah, yes. Let me e-cash you that right now. Money has been sent. I add a little extra cash just for you.
Whoa, Dad. Thanks. Got it.
You're welcome, sir.
Download the eCash app today and take your first step into a cashless lifestyle. For more information, visit www.e-cash.com or contact us via WhatsApp at 613-0257. eCash, the future is here.
Countries across the world have been working to bring back their tourism industries in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. For the nation of Haiti, the pandemic has not been its only adversary. Minister of Tourism Anthony Muller recently met with the ministers of tourism in Haiti and St. Lucia for an information and education session on rebounding tourism in the region.
It was between myself, Minister of Tourism from St. Lucia, and the Minister of Tourism from Haiti. And so we just discussed the tourism industry in all our countries and what we're facing. Like the Minister of Tourism from Haiti discussed the earthquake, the storms, the civil unrest. The Minister of Tourism for St. Lucia spoke about rebuilding tourism in that country and the role tourism plays in the development of all our countries. And so that's what I was talking about, what tourism does for Belize. We can learn from each other, and that's what I discussed this morning as well, how we can learn from each other. So there are a lot of things that we can do to build the Caribbean, build Central America, build Belize. With COVID, the poverty rate in this country is hovering around 65%. Pre-COVID, if you look at the 2018 report, we're about 52%. And so there's a lot of need. There's a lot of need for employment. There's a lot of need for people to live decent in this life. The cost of living is horrendous right now. I speak about that every week in cabinet. And so we are putting together some initiatives that will try to alleviate that type of burden that is on the Belizean people.
A new digital platform for young people has arrived. Nexus has been created to function as a virtual resource center that engages adolescents and youth in learning and exchanging ideas and experiences. The type of activities includes webinars, meetings, social launches, and trainings. It's described as a virtual safe space, and it is being launched on Saturday, September 11th, right here on Channel 5.
It's a safe space for young individuals. So basically, we have different activities. You can host webinars, meetings, socials, launches, and trainings on it. Our young people could call in and, I want to host, have an event surrounding this topic. They'll email us at the executive department, they want to hold a meeting on this topic, we'll send out invitations to their respective people they want to invite, and they come in and talk and speak, speak about their concerns, basically, addressing their problems, what they see we need to get done, and how we could make those changes applicable, going forward in the future. It's a virtual resource center that engages us adolescents and, young people in learning and exchanging ideas and experiences. So to get, logged on to this website, to this platform store, you could go to nexus.ncfc.org.bz and log in and register, or you could go on to the UNICEF page, just that same save the date, scan the QR code, and you go straight to a link that says log in and register. You click in, you enter your credentials, and you'll be signed up on the platform and get ready for a launch on September 11th.
This space, virtual space, I want you to imagine something like a resource center where you have like several rooms where you could access different services. So this is like a virtual space like that. The maximum capacity of Nexus is 500, which is unlike other spaces. There is no limit in terms of the time in which you can have these conferences, talks, meetings. Several meetings can be happening at the same time. Those meetings can then further be divided into several breakout rooms.
And another Belizean musician, Jahart, recently released the visuals to his single entitled Belize. He describes it as a song for the September celebration season, as well as a song for the ladies. He stopped by our studios today to tell us more about his latest video release.
Bigging up and blessing up and hailing up all the beautiful Belizean ladies. Oh yes, Belizean ladies are number one. Listen, the sun is rising, to my surprising. Guess what my eyes them I see? The most beautiful girl in the whole world. She looks perfect for me. Walking down my street, say you make me whole day. Say you make call me hard to skip beat.
I have out an album this year. It's for the upliftment of the people and raising the vibration of the people. It's called Return of the Gods. Yes, and I have a title track and a video out earlier this year. And then now I also have out another single off of that album called Belize, which is bigging up and highlighting Belize levels. And so that's the new single and video that I have out right now. Really, that one song where I write to highlight Belize, but Belizean women as well. So it's kind of like a play on the word Belize. So it's actually the song to talk about Belize, but it's also talking about a specific woman who just happened to name Belize. It's like kind of fictional, but also realistic as well. The song, actually I did the video as like a live performance with the Mile 41 reggae band. So big ups to the Mile 41 band. And so the video was shot up at Belmopan with the Mile 41 band, and also here in Belize City at the Bliss as well. How did your mommy think to name you that? Never know a young lady would I really name that. Always wondered if someone could I really name that. First time I hear a pretty name like that. How did your daddy think to name you that? Never know a young lady would I really name that. A peculiar name, no other one like that. But a most pretty name, oh yes, that's a fact.
Lucio and the New Generation. They are a popular band from up north, known for their live performances across the country and in neighboring Mexico. Some of the hit sounds played primarily during the September celebration activities include the famous Independence Day song. Well, just days from the holiday, founder Lucio is releasing music videos to two of his hit songs. He stopped by News 5 studios to launch these for the Belizean public.
When we had the big Battle of the Bands when Belize obtained independence, 2 nights of Battle of the Bands at Memorial Park, and Glenwood and Mediators won 3rd prize, Bamiki Bandula won 2nd prize, and I won the 1st prize. And I'd like to congratulate all my brothers that were present in the competition because they did good. Nevertheless, I wrote September 21st is Independence Day.
September 21st is Independence Day, Independence Day. We Belizeans join hands on Independence Day, Independence Day. Every Belizean unites on Independence Day, Independence Day. September 21st is Independence Day, Independence Day. Everybody in chorus all shout Independence Day, Independence Day. Everybody in orange walk shout Independence Day, Independence Day. In Belize City everybody shout Independence Day, Independence Day. In Cayo everybody shout Independence Day, Independence Day.
Well, the song has been done, so my sons started to get some footage, and we did videos. And I decided to bring it to Channel 5 because I know I always promote good things.
Now, the concept of the video is just different clips of you performing the song?
Right. There's a clip where I'm playing for a huge dance in Cherumal. And you see how the people dance the music, because they know I go very often, a lot in Cherumal, Cancun, Tulum, is all about there, and also in Belize, right?
So what do you want people to take away when they do see this video?
I want the people to feel patriotic, because that's the song, September 21st. We all have to join together and we celebrate.
Belize. Que viva! Belize! Que viva!
Up next, out with the old and in with the new. A preview of the new Hullover Bridge project. But first, here's a weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
The vaccine is now available. We here at Our Friend G Life encourage you to take the vaccine. Belize, it's time to roll up our sleeves.
I'm rolling up mine because I know what COVID can do to families.
Because I want to go back to the way things were.
I'm rolling up mine so that I'm able to do music again.
Because I want to protect my family.
Things are slowly getting back to normal. The new normal, which includes getting vaccinated. Trust the facts. When your turn comes, take the opportunity to get vaccinated. Roll up or Belize.
Improving lives, delivering quality. Water for you and me in Belize. BWS, we make it happen.
At Belize Water Services, we continue delivering on our promise of improving the lives of you, our valued customers. We have all been adversely affected by COVID-19 in many ways. BWS has ensured that we have been there for you during these difficult and challenging times by adjusting our processes and our way of doing business to ensure the safety of our customers as well as our staff. BWS enhanced our virtual and distance options to continue to serve you while reducing risk. Customers have been able to contact us through our toll-free numbers, via email, and using our newly introduced WhatsApp numbers for messaging. We have also continued to encourage customers to make payments online. These measures are all designed to improve the safety of customers. During these tough times, BWS also continued to invest in infrastructure expansion and improvements. At the same time, we have continued to provide high-quality, safe, potable water services to ensure the continued health and safety of all our consumers. Our customers enjoyed uninterrupted water supply during the most challenging of times.
Belize Water Services, delivering water and more.
What is the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine? The Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine is an RNA vaccine that triggers our immune system to develop antibodies against the SARS-CoV-2 virus that causes COVID-19. It helps to reduce hospitalization, severity of the disease, and death. What is the Pfizer vaccine made of, and is it safe? The Pfizer vaccine is made up of mRNA messenger ribonucleic acid, which are molecules that carry the genetic information needed to make proteins, lipid, salts, and sugar. It is safe for persons 12 years and older and does not contain the COVID-19 virus, hence cannot cause infection. Tests have shown that the vaccine is effective against current virus variants. Who should take the Pfizer vaccine? The Pfizer vaccine should be taken by persons 12 years of age and older who do not have severe allergic reaction after a previous dose of vaccine or have not had severe allergic reaction to any ingredient of this vaccine. 2 doses of the vaccine are required 3 weeks apart. If you are between the ages of 12 and 17 years, you are required to present a signed consent form before you are vaccinated. What are the side effects of the Pfizer vaccine? Some common side effects of the Pfizer vaccine are headache, fatigue, muscle pain, fever, chills, and swelling at the injection site. If side effects persist, contact your doctor as soon as possible. Does the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine prevent infection and transmission? No, vaccination alone does not prevent infection and transmission. We are still required to continue to wear masks properly, physically distance, wash and sanitize hands often, practice proper coughing and sneezing hygiene, and avoid crowds.
Es un hecho. Únicamente con Smart obtienes todo realmente ilimitado. Solo con Smart obtienes datos ilimitados en cualquier momento. Mientras que con el otro proveedor solo son datos dobles los fines de semana. Con datos ilimitados todos los días no hay necesidad de esperar, así que es un hecho que nuestros planes ilimitados superan a la competencia. Por lo tanto, no permita que le digan cómo y cuándo usar sus datos y obtenga llamadas, mensajes de texto y datos ilimitados. Vive la verdadera experiencia de planes ilimitados con Smart. Es un hecho. Haga el cambio y viva Smart.
It seems like it has been there forever and was destined to stay put for decades more. But now the Hullover Bridge on the outskirts of Belize City is getting more than just some retrofitting and repair. The old bridge, built in 1949, will be taken down, and a new 3-span bridge will welcome commuters and visitors alike. Tonight, Marion reports on the $30 million project and what the new structure will feature. She also takes a little detour down memory lane with a driver who survived a head-on collision on the bridge years ago.
Over the next 24 months, the location where the Hullover Bridge stands will be busy with construction activity on the replacement bridge, whose specifications are unique for that location.
Hullover is a very wide river, right? So the bridge will be, the bridge has actually 3 components. It has the main bridge across the river, and there's actually 2 other bridges that are going to be on the land. And the reason we're doing that is because the area is very, the soil is very poor, right? And if we would just fill an embankment, 20, 25 feet up in the sky, it would settle tremendously. So the whole approach to the bridge is actually another bridge, similar to what is done in when you're going in Mexico.
This new bridge, replacement bridge, will be approximately the same length, 422, just a bit over 422 feet. But it will be about around 22 feet, 21, 22 feet above normal water level compared to the 10 feet that it is right now. So the new bridge will be higher. It will be wider. It will be roughly about 48 to 49 feet wide compared to the 20 feet that we have right now. So congestion will not be so much of a problem.
Over the years, increased traffic and larger vehicles sometimes resulted in problems on the narrow approaches of the bridge. In 1989, businessman Mike Hushner walked away from a serious head-on crash.
Just before I got to this end of the bridge, I saw a big truck coming up the highway approaching the bridge. And it looked like it was very big and coming very fast. So I hit the brakes and stopped. As it came up the bridge, it looked like the left front wheel of the truck and the bumper was only about a foot or so away from a big cement pillar that used to be at the corner of the bridge. The truck cleared the pillar and it came straight at me and hit the front end of my car. Pushed my car up into the upper structure, the I-beams of the bridge. A big I-beam, upright I-beam on the bridge, came through the trunk of my car, through the back seat, and ended up just a few inches behind my head.
Strangely, Hushner's grandfather, Dr. Carl Hushner, almost died at almost the same spot back in the early 1900s.
When Dr. Hushner got the first car, he took it out for a trial run on the Northern Road, which at the time was just a cart road. No highway was built yet. And he came out the Northern Road to the Hullover ferry. And when he got on the ferry, he made a mistake, and instead of stepping on the brake pedal, he stepped on the gas. And the car plunged into the river. I think it was about 20 or 24 feet deep at that time. His mechanic was Boogs Betson. Mr. Betson swam to the surface. When he got up, he looked around. Doctor wasn't there. So he dived back down to the car and forced the door open and pulled him out and saved his life.
Chief Engineer with the Ministry of Infrastructure Development, Lennox Bradley, says the latest design was not their original choice for that location, but a limited budget forced them to revisit their options.
We wanted an anchor bridge, a landmark that would send a strong message to tourists coming in from the airport and visiting Belize. It was designed by a foreign consulting firm, Polytechnica, and it cost about around $59.4 million Belize dollars, and it was well above the budget that we had for the bridge. And so we had no choice but to go back and redesign. So we had a foreign firm designing the first bridge, and then a local firm designing, reviewing the design and coming up with a lower cost design that is still satisfactory and satisfies the objectives of the loan agreement and the needs of the country.
It's called a girder bridge, which means, we drive piles, we build the abutments and piers, which are the big posts, in layman terms, and the big beams. And then from each of those big set of columns, we are spanning with pre-stressed beams. Right?
The engineers admit that even the best of structures can become vulnerable when nature's fury bears down, such as what happened to the Kendall Bridge.
You are quite right that the Belize River under flood condition could be a bit worrying, but it's for that very reason that we have designed the new replacement bridge at the height that we are designing it. And of course, we had to look at the hydrology and hydraulics of the area, including the velocity of the water in the Belize River at that point.
But while the Belize River can be perilous in a hurricane, Roque Matos, who is the director for the contractor M&M Engineering Company, says that with the best engineering and a prayer for good measure, the bridge should last.
We did all the calculations. We run it. We ran the analysis through many modules. The government, after we did our proposal, the government sent it outside to an Italian firm to check it. Check all our proposal design. So, like I tell all my friends and so forth, I say we do our very best engineering and then we pray to God.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
The loan agreement with the OPEC Fund for International Development was for $24 million, with the government meeting the remaining balance of around $6 million to cover the cost of the new bridge. The contractor is M&M Engineering Company, which also constructed the new bridge at the Roaring Creek. Minister of Infrastructure Development, Julius Espat, has indicated that a portion of the current bridge will be relocated temporarily to the Cayo district for use until a new bridge is built in that part of the country. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.